Breakfast. Breakfast is a very important part of my day, and I don't like eating the same thing every day for breakfast. So I change it up regularly, and one of my go-to breakfasts is oatmeal. Now, when people hear oatmeal, many think of a very gross, slimy sort of mush that's in a bowl and very unappetizing. But today, I'm going to show you how I make oatmeal fun, beautiful, exciting. So, the kind of oats that you use determine the texture of the oatmeal. And for me, I don't like the quick rolled oats, the flat oats. That stuff, to me, that's the texture that I actually don't like. I use steel cut oats, and steel cut oats, they take a while to cook. They take about half an hour to cook, but you can actually cook them in a large batch, put it in the fridge, and portion it off for the course of a week, which is great, the fact that you can do that. You could also soak them overnight, and then it cuts down the cooking time by 2/3. So this is what the steel cut oats look like. And what I do, because I do cook them in the morning, especially like when the weather starts to turn cold, this oatmeal is so comforting. It's also very good for you. So this is how you do it. 4 parts water, 1 part oatmeal. So to 4 cups of water, 1 cup of oatmeal. Or what I do, 1 cup of water, 1/4 cup of oats into boiling water with a little bit of salt. Have a look at this. Just a pinch of salt, and a tiny bit, like a pinch of cinnamon. Okay. And then that should come to a boil. And you let that boil for about 20 minutes uncovered on a gentle boil. And it'll thicken and just swell up. That water will disappear as the oats cook. While that's boiling, we do something else. We have to roast some nuts. This is what's going to make the oatmeal interesting, is what we put on top of it and into it. And I like to roast either pecans or pecans, however you say it, or hazelnuts. I'm going to do hazelnuts today. So I toast them like as the oatmeal's cooking. I just put some on a high plate. Put them into a 350-degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. And those are going to toast away. So let's bring this to a boil. I actually prepared in advance. And I have oatmeal that is finished. So this is what it looks like. It's nice and it's all swollen up. Look at that. It should look like this. And at this point, what I do is I add some milk or cream. You could use oat milk, almond milk. You could use heavy cream, half and half, 2%, whatever. I'm gonna use what I love. Heavy whipping cream. Ugh, it's so good. When you add the cold milk to the warm oats, it actually really helps to separate it from the pan. And here's another little tip. Never wash an oatmeal pan in hot water. Wash the pan in cold water when you're done, and everything will just kind of magically release. So the oatmeal, once it's done, gets put into a bowl. And now I'm going to make this interesting. This is the oatmeal that a lot of people might know. And that maybe this is why a lot of people don't like oatmeal, but I would love to convert people to oatmeal eaters because it really can be delicious. Maybe not when it's just like that. Oh, I like it like this sometimes too. So what do? Now, here's the thing that takes it to the next level, which my friend Heidi taught me. Some kind of compote. You can actually just use jam, or at the grocery store, they'll have, like in the jam section, they'll have preserves, berry preserves, apricot preserves. You can use that. I like to make it. It's very simple. I take whatever fruit is in season, I put them in a pot on the stove on low heat with a tablespoon of lemon juice and a couple tablespoons of honey, and I let it boil and cook down. Not to the consistency of jam, which takes a lot of cooking, but just till the fruit is broken down. I love to do this with plums. I love to do it with peaches. Right here, I actually have mixed berries. So strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries, all cooked down. I just keep this in a jar in the fridge, and then every morning when I make my oatmeal, a spoon goes on top. Look how lovely that looks. Okay, it's already so much more interesting. And why not use this spoon for the oatmeal? And then you can also put yogurt, like on top of this, you could put a dollop of yogurt if you like yogurt. I do that sometimes. I'm gonna not do that today. Once you can smell the nuts, once the aroma from the nuts hits your nose, they're done. So turn off the oven, take out the nuts, which have toasted so nicely. Look at that, beautiful. Those get chopped. It's very important to do this on a cutting board that you made yourself. It just really affects the flavor. I only use cutting boards that I made myself. There's one. Okay, the nuts go on top. Do you hear that sizzle? They're very hot. If you're wondering how I picked them up, it's because I've handled so many hot things for my whole life that I don't feel hot things anymore. Now, this isn't done. We sprinkle the top with a tiny bit of good sea salt, like just a little bit. And a drizzle of maple syrup. Okay. And then you can stop there, but I like to go all out and I just put a little more cream on it. Look at that. Look at those colors. Look at the textures. That is not only an interesting bowl of oatmeal, it's a beautiful bowl of oatmeal, and it genuinely is so delicious. For me, here in New York, to you, wherever you are in the world, try it out. Have fun. Experiment. You can even put fresh fruit in here. I want to convert those non-believers and make them love oatmeal just as much as I do.